You fine with
All
that?
right. Oh, I don't care.
All right. So, Sage Naruto should be large island, like island plus level AP. Want to know why?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
Are you getting
The
Sage
reason
Naruto or
being,
KCM?
sorry, it will KCM skills above Sage Naruto.
Oh, okay.
All right. So the reason being is because Sage Naruto is able to fight the Nine Tails and damage him, and the Nine Tails has enough energy to rival even with half power. He's able to rival six Biju who are all island level. So he should be in the island plus ranges.
And how does KCM one scale off of that?
Naruto just says, I've gotten stronger since the pain fight when he meets Edo Nagato.
Can you quantify how much stronger?
It doesn't matter. I'm just giving you a basis.
Okay.
Well, I like, yeah, yeah. So you understand?
Yeah, I get it. I'm with it.
Okay, so let's move on to speed then. All right, so Kid Naruto with when he against Haku, he surpasses the speed of light because it's just stated he surpassed Haku's Kekkei Genkai. Are you fine with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, and then One Tails is above that, although I can't quantify it. Let's just say like he's above that. So we have FTL Kid Naruto. So that should
Okay.
mean, and because like the tails are a linear increase, that should mean two tails is two times one tail, and then four tails should be two times two tails. Are you fine with
Where's
that?
the do you okay. Where'd you get these two times again? Say that for me again.
I said, well, the tails are a linear increase in between each one, right? So that should mean one tails is half of two tails.
Sure. Sure.
Okay, so then that would put that's like V1 by the way. So that would put V1 that would put V1 eight tails Naruto, a hypothetical V1 eight tails Naruto at like I think it's 16 times. Let me think. Oh fuck. Yeah, that would be six. Sorry, that would be eight times the speed of light. And then V1, V2 cloaks are above every V1 cloak. So then you'd have to like restart the counter again, meaning version one, version two. Sorry, my fault. This is kind of confusing. One tail version two Naruto, if that were to
All these
exist, right?
forms, bro. I'm sorry, all these forms. Go ahead.
Yeah, one tail version two Naruto would be eight times the speed of light, and then two tails version two Naruto would be 16 times, and then four tails would be 32 times, and then eight tails would be 64 times. And then KCM Naruto has all of Kurama's chakra. So that should mean KCM Naruto is 64 times the speed of light, and he has precog, and that should make him fight even better than before. Are you fine with
Okay.
that?
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
And
Do you want me
then
to do
my win
oh sorry,
con,
go ahead.
my
Go
win
ahead.
con would be my win con would be Naruto would pull up, he use the Rasen Shuriken and blow up Ichigo, that fraud.
All right. All right. Well, let's slow down on the fraud accusations. But do you want me to scale his speed or his AP first?
Skill is AP first.
Okay. So the first movie is canon. Do you need proof of that or
Uh, yeah, I need proof of that.
okay? Um. So unlike all the other movies, what I said in like scans or debates.
Yes, and scans.
Okay. Let me get them. Unlike the other movies, there is a point in the Thousand Year Blood War where Ichigo recalls going to the Valley of Screams, which is a setting in the movie, and he also there's no contradictions for like a time placement for the movie like within the manga, so it could fit in the story fine. And the author himself, Taiji Kubo, says that it's a credible source for like certain information about that area
Hold on.
that's in the movie.
All right. So, uh, you just okay. So the thing is, like movies. So like, if there's some movies that like are canon in like some verses, right? And there's some movies that aren't canon. Just because like they fit inside the timeline or there are no contradictions within it doesn't necessarily mean it's canon. It could just be that the people who made the movie are just aware of what's going on right now. They made
I
it the
mean,
best.
that's fine, but the author legit says that this is like a credible source for the information
All
regarding,
right,
you know, and
go ahead.
Ichigo himself. Okay.
Well,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
so you agree it's canon?
No. So go ahead and show me each Kubo saying it's credible.
And look at scans, like at the end of the chapter, he says that
Oh,
the
okay.
first movie, yeah, and then Ichigo says that he's been there before, which refers to the movie, and it's in the manga.
Why does this mean? Bro, it just says more info on something. That doesn't mean it's canon.
Yeah, it means it's canon to the manga. If you can watch the movie for more information about something in the manga, then that means the information in the movie is canon to the manga. And
You know,
Ichigo says that
spin-offs.
he's been there.
Hold on.
Oh my
Spin-offs
god!
like aren't canon, right? Wait, hold on. You know, spin-offs aren't canon, right?
But it's not. It's not a spin-off. It's canon to the
No,
manga.
I'm not claiming it's a spin-off. I'm just giving you an example because that's like the first example that comes to mind. Spin-offs aren't canon, right? But they can give more information about the story that is canon. So that doesn't really mean much.
I mean, sure, that's fine, but this is information that is canon to the manga. And Ichigo says that he's
Yeah,
never.
I just explained why. I just
Ichigo
explained
says
why that.
Ichigo says that he's been to the Kyogoku or the Valley of Screams, which is in the movie, and that doesn't happen in the manga, but it shows us in the movie. And then Kubo says that the movie is where you find the information on that area, that place. So it's canon to the manga.
I already explained why that doesn't matter.
I mean, you explained it, but your explanation doesn't debunk it.
I mean, it's cool. We can leave
It
that up
is.
to the we can leave that up to the judge. All right, so
Okay.
let's just continue with your scale. Like, if you were to argue, if you were to like hypothetically say that the movie is canon, where does this get you?
All right. Well, the movie is canon, and in the movie, these no-name jobber like Keto sorcerers, like these really aren't anybody. They destroyed the Valley of Screams with their Keto. I said in scans. They destroyed the Valley of Screams with their Keto cannon, and these are like no-name jobbers. And Ichigo later, well, not later because this happened after, but before that, Ichigo can stop the Sogyoku, which is stated to have the force of 1,000,000 Zanpakuto, which means that he would be stronger than what these no-name jobbers can all output together. And in the Valley of Screams, there is a light source, and since the Valley of Screams is its own dimension, it's the sun.
Okay, wait. Okay, so show me the Ichigo thing about surpassing 1,000,000 Zanpakuto.
Sure. I don't have that on my hand though, so let me just grab it real quick.
All right. Oh yeah, and by the way, while you're getting that, what do these like no name jobbers do again?
They have this key. They make the in the image you can see like the cannon with like the Ryotsu in it. They make like a Keto cannon to destroy the Valley of Screams.
Does it actually do that?
Yes.
I posted the one in scans. Diego, did you need any more than that, or
What the million Zanpakuto scan?
yeah?
All
This
right,
is
no,
the
I
one
don't.
from
No, no, no.
Aizen's letter.
That's not it. That's not it. That's Aizen's letter, and
Are you-
that's like.
Are
That's
you looking for the
retarded. I'm not-
Soifon? Are you looking for the
Yeah,
Soifon?
yeah, yeah. But I got it. I
Okay.
got it. I got it. I'm right here, basically. Yeah, I don't use Aizen's letter to kill because that's silly. Anyway, here it is. A million Zanpakuto. It's in scans.
Using a single one.
Yeah. And also,
Okay, so let me get this straight. So that like little wooden structure is the same one as the one that Night Flame posted.
yeah, but I'm not using that for proof because that's like that letter is like a lie. So I'm not using that. I'm using the statement from this credible character.
Hey, post the page before this real quick. I want to see exactly what happens.
I mean, if you want, I could just link you the chapter.
Hey, I'd rather not look at Bleach scans right now.
Do you want me to link it or just send the page?
Just send the page before this.
Sure.
Oops. Can't be my brother. This time will kill you for sure. I've made peace with death. I don't want your help. Go away. Then right afterwards, he spawns some big old bird. or whatever. Are you sure this is exactly the page before?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me ask. So, how could he stop the destructive power? Right? You said he stopped it. Like, is someone like swinging the blade at him or something?
That bird is used to execute Soul Reapers. It's going to execute Rukia, and Ichigo intercepts it, and he blocks it from killing Rukia. And I don't. I want to like say something to like add credence to it. Like, is that fine? I don't want to like shotgun you.
Let me ask a question quick. Is it
Sure.
at full power?
It's trying to kill a Soul Reaper, and well, I guess I have to use this statement Night Flame sent. It says that furthermore, when it is used to execute a Soul Reaper, it's talking about the Sogyoku. To execute a Soul Reaper, its power can be momentarily increased by several dozen times. And also, even if it's not like at full power, Ichigo still stops like the 1 million Zanpakuto version, which is still above like 100 jobbers in the image.
So let me get this straight. So because it's about to execute Rukia, who's a Soul Reaper, its power is multiplied by dozens of times.
Several dozen, yeah.
So then, and then you're saying that would be that base, that like at a baseline, it's even if it isn't at full power at a baseline, it'd still be the power of 1 million Zanpakuto.
Yeah.
That doesn't really mean that. Want to know why? Because like, let's say it's at like 1% power, right? So that would be like, if I remember correctly, that would be like 1,000. No, that'd be 100,000. That'd be that'd be my fault. That'd be 1% of a million is 10,000, right? So let's say it's at 1% and several dozen. Several means like three. So that'd be 3 times whatever it's called. That'd be 36. 1 times 36, right? That'd only be 36% of it. That doesn't mean it's at full. That doesn't mean it's at 1 million. You understand?
Yeah, I would agree with you unless if there wasn't the statement that like Soifon just says that it has the destructive power of 1 million Zanpakuto, and he blocked it. When he blocked it, she said he blocked the destructive power of 1 million Zanpakuto.
But you already said even if it's you already said I asked you is it at full power? You said even if it isn't at full power, it'd still be at bare minimum like have the power of 1 million. And I just explained why it doesn't have to be that. So even if you
your explanation didn't disprove it.
Yeah, yes, it did. You're saying, well, it's about to execute Rukia, so it's several dozens of times stronger.
Yeah, but that wasn't the basis for my scale, so my scale still goes through.
Well, hold on. Yeah, let me get this. Let me get this straight. So you're saying because it's about to execute Rukia, it's several dozens of times stronger, right? And I said, well, what if it's not going at full power? You said even if it's not going at full power, it'd still be like at bare minimum 100. Oh, sorry, 1 million. And I'm explaining to you. Like if it's at 1% and then it gets like several dozens, which is 36 times, it'd be at 36%. Doesn't mean that. I'm just giving you an explanation. Understand?
Okay, so let me ask you this, because I don't want to like go in circles about this specific part. Excuse me. But are we like at least agreeing that he's blocking the 1 million version?
No. I just explained why it doesn't mean.
So you don't agree that he's blocking the 1 million version?
I'm not going to agree to anything, bro.
Okay, well, I need to find that scan. Okay. Even if you don't think that he's blocking the 1 million version of the Sogyoku, I'm sorry, the name of the bird, he can still destroy the scaffold, which is stated to withstand the power of the Sogyoku. So,
the scaffold? Like the wooden part?
The wooden thing, yeah. It's stated to be able to withstand the power of the Sogyoku, and he just destroys it in one hit.
Bro, that's just wood style, bro. Wood ain't that strong. I can literally dent wood right now.
I mean, are you for real?
I'm just messing around. Show me the scan. I'm just messing around, bro.
Do you want like the scans of him destroying it, or like?
You said the wooden scaffolding can like withstand the 1 million Zanpakuto thing, okay, and then I'm saying, and then you said Ichigo destroys that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So just show me where it like withstands it, or stated to withstand it.
Let me get it. my gosh. Yeah. This might take a second.
All right.
Is this like VC judged or
Yeah.
okay?
Who's judging?
VC.
Okay. Oh my lord. I can't find this shit now when I actually need it.
Hey,
I'm
Brad.
still looking.
It's like every time I get into a One Piece debate, I always say, "Yeah, I have the scan." I look through my camera roll, I don't have the fucking scan.
I'm just saying, bro. Also, it's like the scan that you actually need. Like you see random shit, but when you actually need it, it's nowhere to be found. But you see it all the time otherwise.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Christ.
You still can't find it?
I'm still looking. But I know this should exist.
What chapter do you think it is?
It's not a manga statement, it's a dialogue statement. I'm pretty
Oh.
sure anyway. It just says that the Sogyoku can like withstand the power, or the scaffold can withstand the power of the Sogyoku. Okay, I'll take like a minute more, and if I can't find it, I'll move on from that.
All right. Clock is ticking, Diego.
Yeah. Da, 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 da. All right. I can't find it. What did you
So,
what did you say about like okay. What was your counter to like the 1 million Zanpakuto thing again?
all right. So I asked, is it going at full power? You said, well, it'd still be 1 million. I asked for clarification. So you're saying, well, even if it's not, I understand that. Oh, I'm so stupid. She just says it's 1 million. All right. But let me
Yeah.
ask you a question. Let me ask you. Oh,
yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so if she says it's 1 million, right? Like,
Yeah.
from what I understood, right, from what Knifeling posted earlier, it says that it has 1 million power, and then afterwards it can get dozens of times stronger. But I'm asking if it, okay, so does she like have some sensing ability to understand like if it's going full power or not? Because then
What
that
do
would
you
just go
mean?
back to what I said earlier about like if it's not going at full power and she doesn't have like the capability to sense its power, then that could just mean that it's like at 1% and then gets dozens of times stronger, and then that'd just be like 36%, just as an example. Understand?
I mean, yeah, but it's like okay. Imagine, let's make it like Naruto for a second. Imagine like it's a giant that thing. Imagine it's like made of chakra, and then like a bunch of Hokage are standing around, and then one of them makes that statement. It's a chakra based thing, so obviously they'll be able to sense it. Like the thing is made from reishi
Yeah, but there's
Ryotsu,
like
and
in
can sense it.
Naruto, you can enter like a sensing mode, right? Like when Tobirama first pulls up, he has to like focus. He puts his hand on the wall, and then he's able to sense what's happening outside. And then Minato also makes a statement to Kakashi at one point in the war. He's like, "Oh, let's turn into sensing mode." And then like Pain has a sensing mode because he like gets hit by stuff that's covered by fog, even though he can see invisible barriers of chakra. So it's like even if it is like a Hokage in this scenario, like looking at a big ball of chakra about to attack someone, they'd have to be on their sensing modes. That's why I asked this, like, does she have the capability to sense it? And if she does, like, is she in her sensing mode if they have that?
I mean, they don't have a sensing mode. They can just casually sense like these things. Like they can sense people from on the other side of the planet or whatever else. Like she's sitting there watching it and looking at it as it's about. And in that panel specifically, they're standing still. So if she wants to, she could just sit there and look at it and sense the power that he's blocking.
Well,
So
she's
yeah,
clearly
she's
not
sensing it.
sensing it because, like, she's still questioning how he's able to block the
Yeah,
1 million,
because
like, power.
Ichigo is like there's like the narrative around that specifically is that Ichigo is a random like someone who entered the Soul Society illegally, and even really smart characters. Well, she is smart, but characters who are smarter than her are surprised by the fact that Ichigo is like a captain level threat, even though he's just like a
Okay,
random who
so,
came out of nowhere. So they're surprised that he can achieve it because he's like a random no one.
well, even if they're surprised, like, why, okay, you can be surprised, like, some random no name coming out, but, like,
Like even
if you
in
can sense, well, hold on. Even if you can
sorry.
sense the power, if you can sense the power of Ichigo, then even if you're surprised that Ichigo is here in the first place, why would you be surprised that he has the power if they have the power to sense that stuff? It's like if like Pain walked up to Naruto, he's like sensing his base strength, and then he enters Sage mode. He's like, how can he become so strong? Even though he literally sensed him entering Sage mode type stuff.
I mean, yeah,
That's
that's fine,
basically
but it's specifically about who he is and not the fact that he has the power to block it. They're like, who is this random with this power to block the Sogyoku? Like even in the next page, I'll send it in scans. It says like, who is he? He's the random Ryoka that it was in the reports that he was running around. Nobody knows like his name.
well,
They're surprised that he did this. He achieved this. It's not really like about. I'm sorry, I
well,
spaced out for a second.
okay. Well, if you go back to the scan you posted right beforehand, she also says, sorry, no, the 2 scans ago, she also says how could he stop it using just one Zanpakuto? So like even if it's like, oh, Ichigo's a no name who came in with like the power of a captain, like it still doesn't make sense how she's like, even if she doesn't know who Ichigo is, she would still be sensing him. Then why would she question that he has the power if she was sensing him beforehand? Because he was like talking to Rukia right there, right?
Again, like I said, it's just because that nobody knows who he is, and he's a random who came in and like this is sacred to the Soul Reapers. Like this is a sacred execution ritual, and this random no name who entered the Soul Society illegally is blocking this Sogyoku with the power of 1 million Zanpakuto. And they're all surprised because they
Wait,
don't know
you're
who he
saying
is. It
that,
has
like,
nothing
he's
to
the
do.
power.
It has nothing to do with his power. Like they only talk about who he is and like they don't know who he is and why he's like a random. It has nothing to do with his
Wait,
power.
wait,
That's
so
like that's
and you're
completely
saying like
baseless.
Hold on. So you're saying like, and he has the power of a captain, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then why was she questioned about the one Zappa thing? Because like from what I've seen, captains in I almost said One Piece, and Bleach just have one sword. So it's
Okay.
like,
This is
okay,
kind of
give me a
going
second.
circular. This is kind of. Oh.
Give me a second.
All right. Is
Okay, I'm back. I'm back.
Slur.
So
No.
it's like, okay, well, hold on. You clearly didn't understand, right? So I said, well, if he has the power of a captain and they have like the passive sensing ability, even if she doesn't know who he is, why would she even question that? Like, oh, one Zanpakuto can stop a million power if like he has the power of a captain. Captains only have one Zanpakuto.
Okay.
So that's why I'm
I get
saying,
what
like,
you're
well,
saying.
if she has
I
the
get what
ability
you're
to sense things,
saying.
she wouldn't question.
I get what you're saying, but what you're saying doesn't like disprove what I'm trying to say because it's not my basis is that it's not about his power. It's that his one Zanpakuto, even though he's like a nobody, his one Zanpakuto can achieve captain level stuff. And
Well,
that's why
yeah,
they're
yeah, that's
surprised that he
cool.
can
That's
do it.
cool. But like this all started because I questioned, well, if they have the ability to passively sense stuff, why would she question the Zombok toe part instead of questioning who he is immediately? Because like if they have the passive ability to sense things, then how is she so shocked that one Zombok toe can stop a million's power?
And
If
immediately
like
after that, she
Ichigo,
says, "But who? But who?" And then the
well,
page after,
yeah,
they're all
again, well,
talking about who he is.
hold on. Even if she does say but who, it still doesn't answer the first part. Why would she ever question that if Ichigo was right there and she has the passive sensing ability? That would just be inconsistent.
Again,
Well,
it's only
okay,
because
if
his
you're gonna repeat
one.
yourself, it's fine. We can move on.
I mean, you've been repeating your. That's what I'm saying. Like this is going circular.
Well,
It's just.
I kind of changed my argument because I was realizing something along the way. It came to me in a dream. I game. So let's move on.
uh, we could, yeah. I mean,
Okay,
should we
so
get
you're
someone
saying
to
this is
judge
when
this
millions
specific
on
point?
Pakto. You're saying this when the millions on Pakto theme skills above those random no names who can destroy the entire what's it called? That one place you called it?
The dimension, the Valley of Screams, as a
The
sun in
Valley
it.
of Screams. All right, how big is the Valley of Screams?
It's a dimension that has the light source in it, and it's a sun, so it's probably like star sized.
How big is that?
How big is the sun?
No, well, hold on. You're saying it's a sun is not the
Okay,
sun. When we say the sun, we're
let me.
referring to like the one in our solar system. Like a sun can just be anything that has a solar system. That's why I'm asking how big is it?
Um, what's big enough to contain the sun? I don't know. Like,
Big enough to well hold on, you're saying well it has a light source meaning it's a sun, right? But I'm
yeah,
saying well like this is fiction, right? So and from what I've seen you can replicate things with Ryatsu, right? And I'm pretty sure most things inside the soul society are like not in the living universe or whatever it's called, like are made of
mhm,
Ryatsu, right?
yeah.
So if it's made of Ryatsu and Ryatsu's like really good at imitating some certain things, then why does it have to be the size of like a star, like let's say dwarf star minimum, just to have like the same properties as it? Like why does it have to be that size just to replicate what a dwarf star can do or whatever? For example,
Hold on, give me a second.
again.
Okay, I had to like drink water, but even if I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The dimension isn't the dimension when they destroy it isn't made from Ryatsu. It just appears from like the collection of like the like it creates new dimensions from like the energy of like the souls that died, but it's not like Reiatsu based.
Yeah, the
It never
soul.
says
Okay,
that.
the energy from the souls that died. The energy from the souls that died, isn't that Ryatsu? Because like Ryatsu translates to spiritual
I
energy.
mean, if
So it's
they
like,
Reiatsu is tied to your life force, and if they're dead, they don't have Reiatsu.
then how do they get energy from the soul? What? What's that soul energy?
It's not made with energy from the soul, bro.
Didn't you just say that?
No,
Then what's it made of?
it was just like no. Okay, nothing. We don't know what made it, but this is a dimension that it just existed already. You get what I
Okay,
mean?
well, so you don't know what made it, but from what I've seen, most of, if not like every, like for example, the Soul Society is made of Ryatsu, from what I understand, right? If
Yeah.
that's made of Ryatsu, then like wouldn't it also be consistent for like some other random universe that exists within like not the realm of the living to also be made of Ryatsu? Especially since Ryatsu is like spiritual energy.
Well, even if it's still made from Reiatsu, it doesn't necessarily have to mean that it's like. Or you trying to say that it's like fake? It doesn't have the same properties as it.
Well, hold on. No, you're on the assertive. You're saying it's the size of a sun. And I said, well, Ryatsu can do supernatural things, right? It can imitate things. So I'm saying even if it is a sun, it doesn't have to be like the size of like a dwarf star, a regular star, a supermassive star, just to imitate what a star can do, which is emit light. Because that's literally what it is. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, you can. Okay, so you're trying to say just because I don't want to like strawman you or anything, but you're trying to say just because it has light, it doesn't have to have the regular like the properties of a sun. Is that what you're trying to say? It doesn't have to necessarily be that.
Well, like, yeah, and I'm not trying to say it's like, oh, it's not. I'm not trying to do like it's not light speed argument right now. If you're confused,
Oh
I'm
no,
saying,
I'm not doing speed though. I'm not doing speed. I'm just doing AP.
well, I'm not trying to use that argument where it's like, oh,
Yeah.
it doesn't have the properties, whatever. I'm just saying if it's imitating it, it doesn't have to be the size of it just to imitate it. Kind of like how, if, for example, in Naruto, when they do like a chakra transformation, chakra nature transformation, they literally just transforming their chakra into like a sort of property like water, for example. It's not real water, but it's imitating it, so it doesn't have to follow all the rules, especially when it can be generated out of seemingly nowhere.
I mean, sure, but there's nothing at all to suggest that the sun is made from Reiatsu or Reishi. It's a sun that exists in a dimension. With like,
well, you're saying we don't know what it's made of, and I'm saying, well, it's like if it's a dimension outside the living one, right, where people like on Earth exist, types. I'm saying, well, we already see like a precedent for things that aren't on the same like universe as Earth to be made of Ryatsu, then it probably should be made of Ryatsu. And again, I just told you.
I mean, that just applies to the Soul Society. You can't apply it to the Valley of Screams. They're different dimensions. You use the Soul Society as an example.
And then you said it. Well, this dimension is made out of energy from someone's soul. That's the issue, though. So, and like Ryatsu is like spiritual pressure or whatever. Is it not?
Hold on. Hold up. Bro, I screwed myself. I said that to just like talk because I was trying to think. Fuck that up. I shouldn't have said that. Okay. Do you want to like? Hold on.
What are you looking for?
I was trying to find this like this one statement, but it's not necessary. It's not necessary. So where are we? Oh my gosh. But so I'm sorry. My mind is everywhere. So we're not like you're well, not asserting, I guess I shouldn't say, but you're saying that because this sun is, or the dimension, I guess, is Reiatsu based, it doesn't necessarily have to be like the regular properties of a sun, right?
Yeah, I'm being see, yeah, that's basically
Okay, well the dimension still like holds like a planet in it, and they're still destroying it. So even if there's no like star in there,
how
there's
big
still a
is that
planet.
planet?
How big is the planet? I don't know. It's just a planet. If you want, we could say it's small planet. I don't care.
Well, okay, well, you realize, okay, again, since this is fiction, right? Supernatural things can happen. Like we really see it in Naruto. Like well, balls of chakra can like make perfect circles, right? In Dragon Ball, they have like really, really small planets, for example, like King Kai's planet, right? So if this is like all fiction, right? And similar power systems like Naruto have like the ability to like make perfect spheres out of stuff that shouldn't be the size of planets that have gravitational binding energy. And again, I already explained, well, this should probably be also made of Ryatsu. Then what's stopping this planet from being like smaller than a normal one? But it could just be made of Ryatsu.
I mean, nothing is stopping you, but that's like a baseless assumption.
It's not a baseless assumption. It's like, okay, chakra and Ryatsu are pretty similar, right? Are you fine with that?
No, not really.
You don't think so, even though chakra is
Why are
spiritual as
they
well?
similar? Why are they similar?
Ryatsu, spiritual energy, chakra is partially spiritual.
Okay, it's only partially spiritual, not fully spiritual based like Bleach.
Okay, well, again, when I say like chakra can be made into like small planetoids, right? There's like an image when people are like, I forget exactly when it happens, but there's like this ball of chakra that's just floating in the air, and it's like not like a Rasengan or whatever. It's just like a ball of chakra and it's floating in the air, and it's like perfectly sphere like a planet, right?
Yeah, but you
I'm
can't do
saying
anything like that with Ryatsu. Like that doesn't exist.
that doesn't exist. Go
No,
ahead, prove that game.
prove that. You're the one asserting it.
I know, I'm just messing around.
I was like, what?
Well, okay, well, hold on. All right, let me think. So basically, what I'm saying is like, even if chakra is partially spiritual, that scene I'm talking about, it should be like the spiritual aspects of chakra that's making the ball float. Because if it was physical, it would abide by gravity, and we see chakra stuff abide by gravity all the time. So it's like that's probably the spiritual part of chakra that's making the ball float. So it's like it's totally possible for Ryatsu to also do that, even if we never see it. Understand?
Yeah, but that could be.
So
That's
okay,
just for
so
Naruto. There's nothing like that for Bleach.
well, again, I already said even if they don't do it, they should hypothetically be able to do it, and like that's exactly what's
I mean,
happening
can you
here.
prove that there? Can you
Oh,
prove that that's
wait,
exactly
hold
what's
on. Let
happening?
me ask you another question real quick. Have we ever seen the planet from like afar?
I mean, no, but why does that matter?
Okay, well, if we haven't seen like the planet, then even if it's like called a planet, why is it like okay? Let's say I lost that point, right? Let me attack this in a different. Okay, so even if even if it's a planet, right? They can call it that, but if you never actually see other properties that make it a planet other than people calling it that, then what's stopping it from just being like a large flat plane? Do we ever see over the horizon? Do we ever see like a space, like a view from like space or whatever?
Unless there's like this one image, I'll send it. It's like its own clouds and stuff, but we don't see like a faraway planet thing. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not a planet.
Again, it's like they can call it a planet and they could have clouds, but like if we never really see anything else that confirms 100% it's a planet, then I don't know how you can claim that it's like it has all the properties of a planet, including its size.
Well, it's stated to be its own dimension, so it has a planet at least, and there's a sun that rotates
Okay, it
around it.
could be it could be like a planet-sized dimension with something that doesn't have a planet in it. Or
Okay,
are you
and
saying they
the
destroyed?
fodder.
Well, hold on,
Okay,
hold on,
okay,
hold on,
okay.
wait. Wait, hold on. My fault. I thought the dimension was like what we're arguing over right now. But if it's like an actual dimension with stuff outside of it and they destroyed all that, then I need to prove that rather than getting this.
Wait, what'd you say? I'm sorry. Say that again.
Okay, so let me get this straight. They destroy the entire dimension, right?
They destroy the entire dimension. Yes.
Okay, can you show me where that's stated or shown?
Sure. I have to pull up the movie. This ass movie. You want me to like screen record it or just take images?
You're just shaking, posted in scans.
All right.
That's like all we. That's like how far the dimension extends.
Mhm.
Or at least
That's the farthest shot we get of it. At least from what I know, I might find something
Then
else.
how
While
are
I'm
you
trying to
sure
find
this is like? How are you sure this is like an actual planet? And if you go back to like the star thing, we just argued over the star thing. So how are you like sure this itself is a planet? Like the place they stand on when they're in this dimension. Are you sure that's
Hold up, my mind is on two different. Let me find this thing, and then I'll address that.
okay? Wait, what are you trying to find real quick?
Them destroying the dimension.
Does the dimension have like space? Like outer space?
Not that I know of. I don't know.
Well, if they don't really have like outer space, you don't need to show me them destroying the dimension. I'm fine with that. Because like all I'm asking is like prove how big the dimension is. Because like if all this dimension is just like this quote unquote planet here, and you can't really provide any other outside sources other than like the people saying, "Oh, it's a planet," then I'm not sure how you can prove it's planetary. You understand? Because like there's some islands where you can't see over the horizon to see the other end of the island too. That's like an example.
All right. Huh. Okay. So what am I responding to right now? I'm sorry.
Okay, so I
I'm
said,
sorry.
well, you don't need to find them destroying it. That's like all I'm asking you is,
Well, I know that, but what was like your last? What was your last?
oh, my
thing you said
last
for
point
it?
is like, for example, if you were to go to Hawaii, you were to stand like on the flattest part, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be able to see like the end of the island. It'd be past the horizon. That's just an example because like if this planet just extends to the horizon, it's not really a planet. Understand?
I mean, sure, but if the dimension is like its own time space, and then it has like a plant, like something that resembles. I mean, there's nothing else but this in the dimension, and it's a place. I don't fucking know what
Can
I'm
you not
arguing
create
right
like
now.
can you not create like island-sized time spaces?
Island size time. I mean, sure. So where are you trying to say that this scales in?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just using island as an example because like islands are the smallest things I can think of that like you can't see the horizon over. Like you can't see the end of past the horizon.
So okay, I can say that this is an island because it's not my only scale. Do you want to just say that then? I don't care about that.
No. I only said island as an example, but you yourself are still having to prove stuff here.
All right, hold up. Let me see.
Hey Diego Gangbreath. If they say it's a planet and you can't provide why it's like an actual planet-sized planet, and then I just gave you and you said like the furthest you ever see is like up to the horizon, then you probably aren't going to find anything else that say it's like any sort of
Yeah,
size.
but I have an idea for how I can still like somewhat. Mm, okay,
Yeah.
so we at least see like these mountains in like the dimension. So destroying the dimension could be like at least mountain level. You want to agree to that?
Sis- mm, uh, Wall level. Take it or leave it.
No, no. That mountains in the
I'm
dimension
just
destroy the dimensions. At least mountain level.
okay. Well, again,
All right.
I'm not gonna, like I said at the start of this debate, I'm not gonna agree to anything unless you can prove it, right?
Okay, so what do you want me to do? Send images of mountains,
Uh,
the landscape and shit.
Okay, fine. It's like okay, mountain level, whatever. Move on.
All right. So I have
I got it
another
right.
scale.
What other skill? Is it based off this, or is it just completely different skill?
No, it's something else. It's something else.
Why would you bring that, bruh? Why would you make me waste all that time arguing if you're gonna bring up a different skill that isn't based in this?
I wanted to see you tap dance for me, bro.
What's wrong with you?
Have another-
Hey, bro, you can't. Hey, bro. From what I remember, bro, you can't bring up multiple different AP skills if they don't connect to each other in the debate.
Is that true? Well, I mean, it's okay.
Well, yeah, almost every single debate I've been a part of. Almost every single debate I've been a part of, the opponent has had to agree to that, and I don't agree for you to bring up a different fucking skill.
Well, you didn't bring that up. You didn't bring that up at the start of the debate. You didn't bring that up.
I don't need to bring that up at the start of the debate.
Bro, this is my first debate. It's my first one.
No, it's not. You're lying.
you didn't assert that at the start of the debate though.
Bro, I don't need to assert that at the start of the debate. If
in
my
my
opponent
you
shows
do.
one,
You do.
Hold on. If my opponent shows one AP skill and he's like, "Yeah, I don't have anything else to base this off of. Let me choose a completely different one."
I didn't.
You have to.
Okay.
You have to remember.
Wait,
There's also.
Let me speak.
No.
At the beginning, you asserted that Naruto is island level, and then you went on to like explain why. My basis for this, I'm trying to get. I try to use that to scale Ichigo to star level, and I have something else for star level Ichigo. So it's not like they're both connected, but they're just using two different arguments.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't. A scale is an argument. You can't bring up two different arguments for the same thing. If you have an AP scale, you have to continue it from this like star level crap that you just try to pull with this like this plane of screams or whatever it's called.
But all right. How about we come back to AP and I do speed?
No, I'm not backtracking, Diego. You have to remember
that
you're debating someone else, a real person.
Diego,
they have to do stuff.
You could concede and then like start another debate with the new scaling if you wanted to.
Yeah, but I don't want to concede.
Okay, then you have literally mountain level Ichigo.
Okay, but that's just Shikai Ichigo, and he has like multipliers that could get him to island.
Okay, so so let's say mountain level. If I go to VSBW, the difference between like mountain level and like large island, which is where I got Naruto at, is
whoa, you got Naruto at island. You didn't say large island. You just said island. And I agreed to island. I agreed to island. You didn't say large island.
Plus, hold on. I said island plus large island at the start of this debate. Do whatever you want to call it. I literally said, yeah, Naruto's like large island plus whatever you want to call it. And I already explained why he's large island level, because like again, he scales to Kurama, who can equal out multiple island busting attacks. And then Naruto scales to that. That's what I said.
Okay, hold on. Does anyone have the recording for that, by the way? I want that. I want to hear that.
Knife Flame saying I'm lying. Knife Flame, I literally said he's island plus
you
large
said,
island.
You said island. You said island.
You said island.
I said, bro. I said, okay, hold on.
No, you didn't.
Knife Flame. I have an
Knife Flame. Tell me,
okay?
Knife Flame. Tell me if I'm wrong about this. He said Naruto is island level, and then he explained, and I agreed to Naruto being island level. Is that right?
Yeah. He said he's island plus.
Bro, Knife Flame, I have a better memory than you because you don't even listen to debates that you quote unquote listen to. I literally said at the start of this debate. He's like large island plus whatever you want to call it. Knife Flame. I've literally heard people say large island and island plus interchangeably. That's why I said at the start of this debate he's a large island or island plus.
Where did you hear that from, bro? Well, just explain it again then.
Hey, explain it again. Okay, I said okay. So if you want to be a stickler and a semantic about this, I have Naruto at large island level because he scales to people who can vaporize.
This is backtracking though. This is backtracking.
He just said re-explain it. If you don't want me to re-explain,
he's not. I'm.
Oh yeah, you're right. I don't know why I don't know why I'm listening to Knife Flame, like person who has crazy memory.
Can we just get the recording?
Bro, Smurf, were you here at the start? I swear he was here when I said that.
I was here at the start, and I do not remember you saying Large Island. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I don't either.
Yeah, y'all are dumb. I'm never relying on you guys again. I
We have-
literally said Lord.
Shit. Just check the recording. Fuck.
I do.
The
You
recording is
said
the-
that, bro. You said that.
Send the
All right, let
recording.
me
Send
the
stop the
recording.
recording.
Send
I'm
the
gonna go
recording.
listen to it.
Check the recording.
All right, okay. The recording is back. Okay. The reason why we ended it is because he didn't understand what Island Plus level meant. We cleared that up. And right now, I'm trying to show him how many times stronger Ichigo would need to be to even contend with Naruto. And I said it's almost 1,000 times, and in scans it just says so.
So we agree that Ichigo is mountain.
Yeah, he's a mountain. And then Vasto Lorde is how many times stronger?
Okay. Let me bust out. I bet you thought this was coming to Bleach. This and this times this. But let me type in scans so I can keep track of what I'm doing. So Bankai is 10 times. All right. And then so I need to. Okay. You said you don't want to use the gigatons, but that's what I'm basing my math off of. It's basically the same thing.
Just use the multipliers. Multipliers is easier. That's why I brought that up.
Okay, so if Ichigo in his base is like mountain, then 10 times would be that gets him to large mountain, right?
Yeah,
I
it's
suck.
no large.
I fucking suck.
Yeah,
at math, but- all right. So then he can stack qualification on top of that, which is stated to be far greater than Bankai. So that's another 10 times.
Well, hold on, gang. Hold on. Does it mean? Okay, let me ask you a question. Is it talking about the actual multiplier, or is it talking about the difference between Bankai and base, and then Bankai and? Oh, actually, no. That's still the same thing. Let me think. I remember. Let me think of it.
If it's
Bro, who
stated
just
to be far
snorted?
greater than Bankai, then the multiplier should be relative. And I snorted because
Okay,
That's
what if it's just saying it's better than Bankai in the sense that, like, let's say Ichigo's Bankai power level is 100, but then Holification is like 200. Well, why does it have to be the multiplier?
okay, if his Bankai power gets him to 100 and the Holification is described as far greater, then the Bankai power that gets him to 100 would be worse than the Holification power. And the Holification
Well, hold
should
on,
have
hold
a
on.
better
It just says
Or at
Bankai.
least
It doesn't say the Bankai power, which would be 10 times.
If you
It
want, I
doesn't
can
say
send the
Ban-
statement.
Hold-
I can
hold-
send the
Hey
statement.
gang, hey gang. No, it's fine if you send the statement, but I'm just going by what you said, right? If it's saying Bankai, it could be the multiplier, or it could just be the Bankai form itself.
It's talking about
That's what I'm
Bankai
saying.
like
You're on the assertive, and I'm saying, well, it's possible it could just be this because it doesn't specify, does it?
I mean, it's possible, but can you prove that to be the case over my interpretation?
I don't need to prove that. You're making a claim.
do, you're-
Hold on. Hey gang. I'm
Okay,
bringing an
yeah.
equal interpretation because your basis is off a statement that doesn't clarify anything. So I can use the same basis to say it could just mean that. That's an equal interpretation.
My basis.
So unless you can provide why it's more probable, I don't need to prove why mine is more probable. All I need to do is provide an equal interpretation.
Okay, the statement that I'm using this to base this off of is a character saying, let me just send the statement for the context.
All right.
This character is going to fight someone, and he's like, okay, he used to be a Soul Reaper, so he's like, okay, go ahead and use your Bankai. And the person who has Holification is like, no, I'm not doing that shit because I have Holification, and that's far greater. And he chooses to use his Holification over his Bankai, meaning that Holification is stronger than a Bankai.
Oh, I thought he stacked it.
We can't prove how much stronger it is, so the multiplier should be at least relative. Do you understand?
Oh, okay.
They're
I
the
see.
same.
I see. I thought he stacked it on top of Bankai.
No. They can just use both at the same time. Well, he decides not to, but it's possible.
Hold on. If they can, wait, does Ichigo use both at the same time?
Yes.
Okay, then my refutation still stands. My refutation.
What was your
being,
reputation?
What
was your reputation?
My refutation is Holification is above Bankai, right? But since it doesn't specify the Bankai transformation or the Bankai form, it could just be that Bankai has a power level of 100, and then Holification boosts that to 200 if Ichigo is using both at the same time. That could be what it's referring to. It doesn't have to be a multiplier on top of a multiplier.
Yeah, but this character who's specifically using it doesn't refer to it that way. If that was the case, then he would just use his Bankai and his Holification together to make himself like what you said. But it's just that his Holification is better than his Bankai, stronger, a power far greater.
a power far
There's
greater. But you
nothing.
just
There's
said he
nothing.
uses-
There's
you-
nothing.
You just
there's
said
no
it.
base for your refutation. There's no base for it.
Yeah. Okay, well, hold on. You just said he uses both at the same time. So if he uses both at the same time and he's looking and he's seen that Ichigo, I'm assuming he's seen that Ichigo. Otherwise, it makes no sense why he uses this, makes the statement, right? Are you there?
Huh? Ask that again. I'm sorry.
Okay, so if I'm assuming this character has seen Ichigo use his holification, right? Otherwise, he
No,
wouldn't make the
he
statement
hasn't.
unless you're trying to bullcrap me right now, right?
He hasn't, but he knows
He
what
hasn't?
qualification and a Bankai is.
Okay, well, so he knows what a holification is, and you're saying, well, let me look at the scan actually.
Like these,
I haven't-
he essentially invented holification with Aizen,
Is it the wolf nigga or the black guy?
the black guy.
Racist.
I like how you said the N word to describe him, but not the actual black guy.
Okay, if Lord Aizen is standing up, then you give me about two. Far greater than the mere Bankai. Tosin, don't tell me you. Then he does a TikTok anime boy pose. This nigga created the holification, is what you're saying?
Yeah, with Aizen, they created it in like a Coon Cave lab. They made holification.
Oh, okay. All right, then that's fine. So holification Ichigo is 100 times above base.
Okay, and then that Ichigo gets like packed up by Ulquiorra in his base form, and then they continue to fight like later, and Ulquiorra like wants to make Ichigo feel like he has no chance to beat him, so there's like no point. And then he goes into like his first resurrection, which is stated relative to a Bankai, so it's another 10 times. And then he gets like a second resurrection, which like it should be as strong as his first one, so that would be another 10 times.
Why?
And then he's
Why?
huh?
Well, wait. So wait, actually, no. Before you explain that, let me get this straight. So you're saying,
Sure.
well, he beats up base Ichigo, then he uses his like Bankai-like form, which is 10 times, and then he does another release. That's still the same level as holification.
No, he beats holified Bankai Ichigo.
In his second release?
No. Okay. Base Ulquiorra fights holified Bankai Ichigo and he packs him up. Okay. Then they
Ichigo.
fight later. And then Ulquiorra can still fight him in his base form, but he decides to use his transformation anyway.
And then Vasto
And then he
beats that
fights him. No. He fights him in his first form, and then Ichigo still doesn't give up. And I'm telling you, like, he wants to break this nigga's like spirit. So he decides to use his second resurrection. And then Vasto Lorde happens, and then it beats up the second resurrection. You
up.
understand?
Okay. So fine. Ichigo has more AP.
Also,
I can see he has more AP. He has
no,
more AP.
there's another multiplier. There's another multiplier.
I don't need the multiplier if I can see he's
No,
stronger.
there's another one. There's another one, and I want to use it. There's another one. Okay,
Bro, you don't have to use it if I can see the AP point. You win AP. You win AP. there.
Okay. So, speed now, right? I'm sorry. speed now, right? Speed.
Yeah, you're on speed. Get Ichigo faster than 64 times the speed of light.
Sure thing. Okay, so in the war arc, a character who is like a lieutenant, she's like essentially a nothing, like, well, not a nothing because she is a lieutenant, but she's weaker in comparison to the other lieutenants that Ichigo fights. And the Soul Society arc. Do you need like? Well, I'll send the scans after I see what happens. But she, I'm sorry, but I got a little hype. But she fights this character whose entire like ability is like light based, and he even becomes like intangible when he transforms into this light, and she can like react to and like block him. And Ichigo in the Soul Society arc should be faster than her because he's a captain level threat, and then he goes on to get faster and faster. Do you want me to like send the scans for that first, or just do my math?
No, yeah, I think I know what you're referring to.
Okay.
So you're saying there's a lieutenant and she what's again? And then Ichigo's above that?
She there's a lieutenant and she fights a character in the war arc who his entire ability is becoming light, and he has light based attacks to the point where he himself becomes intangible like light. And she is weaker than Ichigo in the Soul Society arc because she's just a lieutenant and Ichigo is a captain level threat. and then
Okay, and
Ichigo
then
gets
hold
faster.
on. You don't have to. Okay, let me before we move. Before I address that, uh, where does that get Vasto, Lorde, Ichigo at the end of this? Because I want to see like what's worth addressing and what's not.
Oh, okay. Let me do my math for a second. So Ichigo in his base is already faster than her, and she can react to light. Let me go to scans again. I'm sorry, I'm like moving around stuff. So then he uses his Bankai, which is 10, and then his Holification, which is 10, and you agree that that counts. So that's 100 times. And then, like I said, base Ulquiorra shits on him, and then Ulquiorra uses his Resurrection, which is another 10, and then the second Resurrection, which is another 10, and then Vasto, Lorde, Ichigo beats up that Ulquiorra. So using all those 10s, let me do the math for this because I suck at this shit. 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. That Ichigo should be 10,000 times the speed of light.
Oh, Lord, kill me. All right, so show me the scans of the girl dodging light.
Sure. Let me see.
Oh dang, Knifeman did call his mom a MILF. That's insane.
He'll never live that down. I don't know why he said that in a public place.
He's
I
a
did
little
not
special.
say that.
He thought about it, he typed it, and he sent it.
I didn't
He's-
say it. That isn't me.
Just tell him coping,
It's you,
bro.
Knife
Just
Man.
accept the
Hold the
truth.
second one.
Why is he talking during the debate? Stupid ass nigga.
So in the first panel, she damn server muted him, but in the first panel, the first page I sent, excuse me, she says that the sword confronts God and reflects his power. It appears that it means it appears shiny to you. It means it's reflecting the light of the God you're emitting. Like I said, he's using light-based attacks, and she has to use her Zanpakuto, the thing in her hand, to reflect the attack, so she's reacting to him.
To reflect it.
Yeah, the way it works is like, let's say
Well,
you
hold on. What it looks like, she puts up her Zanpakuto, and then he does something. He says, "Oh right, you did say it reflects." How are you sure she's reacting? Did he launch the attack?
Because I'm
before
trying.
or
I was
after?
going to explain. He's using a light-based attack, and he himself is made of light. She uses her Zanpakuto, the thing in her hand, to reflect the light-based attack back at him. So she has to be able to react to the attack to reflect it. You understand?
Okay, but what if she put up her Zanpakuto before he launched the attack?
Can you prove that she did that?
I'm asking you a question. You're on the assertive. I don't have to prove crap to you.
But don't curse. Don't curse. Let me find it.
Fault, bro. My mom's the next.
I hate how Kubo makes his fights. We do. No. Oh.
Bro, honestly, I should have
Oh,
just
here we
used
go.
the can turn the world
Huh?
to ash theme. I don't know why I went this route.
But right here, she's standing, and then he gets his attack, and then he puts it up, and then it reflects on him.
Hey, what? Okay, wait. Delete all those and then post it all in order. Oh,
I just did.
Okay. Okay. So, okay, it looks like he has this weird horn trumpet thing, and then he blasts a circle out of it. And you're saying because he's made of light, it's light speed?
He's made of light, and she says that the attack is light.
Okay. Well,
Like
let
his
me,
whole
let me
I'm
ask
sorry,
you a
this is the
question,
last thing I'll say.
right?
This is the last thing I'll say, but his whole like thing is being made of light based. He's the light of God. But yeah, you can go ahead and ask your question.
All right. Let me ask you a question real quick. So, okay, so you know like why light is light speed, right?
Go ahead.
Light is light speed because photons are light enough to travel at such high speeds. That's why it's called light, right? But that's like saying well, I'm made of the same material as what's his name? Fuck. Usain Bolt. Therefore, I'm as fast as him, right? So even if it's made of the same thing light is there like any other things to prove that this is actual light speed rather than just like light based attacks? Because like those are two different things, like I just said.
I mean, if his whole thing is being light and it's, he's made of light and he's shooting light based attacks, and there's no reason to assume that it wouldn't just move at the regular speed of light because he is light. And it is intangible like light, the attacks. So there's no reason to just basically assume that it wouldn't be light speed.
No, I never assumed any. I'm just asking you a question. Like, just because something is made of the same materials, right? I'm made of the same materials, Usain Bolt is, right? We're both carbon-based entities. Pretty sure that's the term. Does that mean I'm as fast as him? So that's like why I'm asking you. Outside of this, is there anything to support him being light speed outside of this? Because even if you repeat yourself, I already gave you a reason why it doesn't have to be light speed.
I mean, your reason is a false like analogy. It doesn't apply here.
Okay, if you think it's a false analogy, let's just move on.
All right.
All right, is that it for speed skill? I don't feel like addressing it. We've been debating for like over.
Yeah, I have to go to work in like 40 minutes anyway, so that's the base of my speed scale. Do we conclude?
Yeah, let's just do win cons real quick. My win con is if he loses AP, if I lost AP, I conceded to that, right? If he loses speed, I'll just say Naruto hits him with the Rasen Shuriken, and then the Rasen Shuriken can blow Ichigo up because Ichigo still is made of organs and all that. And all that natural stuff. Like the Rasen Shuriken just shreds your whatever it's called, your skin cells.
Cells, yeah.
And it
I'll
kills.
start telling you your conclusions. My bad.
All right. So, do you have any problem with my win con?
Whoa! This is a win con, or are we concluding?
I said let's do win cons. Like how does Ichigo win? Do you like hit him with the sword or whatever? Like that's win con.
Okay, well you couldn't reliably disprove that Ichigo is, what did I say? Let me pull out my calculator. 10,000 times the speed of light and he's stronger than Naruto. Huh?
I was gonna say you're concluding instead of giving a win con.
I mean, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. Just if he scales above. I'm the only reason I gave a win con is like, because I already conceded AP. So it's like if he loses speed, how does Naruto beat him? That's why I gave a win con. He doesn't have to. Really.
So am I giving like a win con or what?
You can conclude. You can.
Well, okay. I don't think that my opponent could reliably disprove that this character who is light based and uses light attacks and he's like intangible like light would be, so there's no reason to assume he wouldn't have all the regular properties of light. I don't think he could reliably disprove it. So Ichigo is 10,000 times the speed of light, whereas he only got Naruto to 64, and I agreed to that. He also conceded that Naruto has worse attack potency than Ichigo, and given the scaling, Ichigo should be able to just speed blitz Naruto and pack him up or whatever, I guess. Also, I'm not going to say that because I didn't mention it in the debate, but yeah, Ichigo just has better stats than Naruto. So, and my opponent couldn't disprove the speed scaling. That's my conclusion.
All right, my conclusion is I did concede the AP skill, but it doesn't matter because when I pressed his like light speed skill or whatever, he couldn't defend it. I just said, well, just because you have the same properties doesn't always mean the same like speed overall. He says, well, there's no reason to assume otherwise, and then we just moved on. So although I did lose AP, I'm pretty sure I won the overall debate because he couldn't address my speed refutation. Therefore, my win con goes to Naruto hitting him with the Rasen Shuriken and killing Ichigo. GG.
Are we doing like a poll?
Yeah, you guys can start up.
I'm pretty sure they'll say CJ wins